There have been a ton of major changes in the credit card game. You have one of my favorite issuers really clamping down on their cards, which really messes up my plans, a new competitor that might be joining the flexible points game, and some amazing new offers you do not want to miss. But none of that would matter if award travel is dying. Stick to the end for that one. First, some bad changes. Now, I've always said that American Express is second only to Chase when it comes to the different cards they offer, as well as the flexibility and value of their points. And I've also said that the American Express Gold card has been at or near the top of my to-get list for a long time now because of its amazing 4 times points on common categories like groceries in the US and dining worldwide. Well, I messed up, and big time. Because if you go to the product page, click on offers and benefits to look at the fine print, because of course we all do, scroll down and you'll see that not only are you not eligible to receive the welcome offer if you have or have had this gold card, but also now any variation of the platinum card. And well, I mean, as you can see here, this is the vanilla American Express Platinum card, which means I no longer qualify for the welcome bonus on the gold card. Ouch. And that's whether it's the baseline 60,000 point bonus or the elevated 75,000 that you can find through the Resi link. And also right when I thought that it's finally time to go for the Amex Gold card. I guess not. In either case, it means that now there is a correct way of going for the different American Express cards, where you would first go for the American Express Gold card and then later go for the Platinum card. Because if you go for the other way around like I did, then once you get the Platinum, you are ineligible for the Gold card bonus and lose out on thousands of dollars in points like I did. And so the only way in this scenario for me to get the Gold card would be to apply for it without any welcome bonus, which I would not recommend and just would not do, or upgrade from having another card in the lineup. For example, I chose to get the Amex Green card a while back when it had an all-time high offer of 60,000 points and a $200 bonus, the highest ever on the card at the time. And now when I go to the Amex Gold product page, even without logging in, it'll tell me that I could request for an upgrade on my card, probably the green card, and get 15,000 points after 1,000 of spend in the first 6 months. It's definitely better than nothing, but unfortunately the gold card is probably not near the top of my list anymore. And these kinds of welcome bonus restrictions carry through to other Amex cards too. If we take a look at the lineup of 4 different Delta cards, you can see that on the Delta Blue card, it says you won't qualify if you've had that card, the gold, the platinum, or the reserve. Similarly, if we look at the gold, you won't qualify if you've had the gold, the platinum, or the reserve. To get the platinum, you won't qualify if you've had the platinum and the reserve, and you won't qualify for the reserve bonus if you've had the reserve card. Basically, it means that the proper sequence to go for the different Delta cards, if you were to get multiple, is to start from the bottom with a blue, then work your way up, because at every stage you won't qualify if you've had that card or any card above it. And this is on top of other changes they've made to the Delta Reserve as well, where starting February 1st of 2025, you will be limited to 10 lounge visits a year instead of unlimited, and making it so even if you have a Delta ticket, if it's on basic economy, you won't qualify to enter the lounges, and that starts January 1st of 2024. I think with the whole overcrowding issue, these are just steps that they're trying to take to limit the number of people in their lounges. So if you only use these lounges a couple times a year anyways, then maybe it's good for you with less overcrowding. So pretty much negative changes across many of American Express cards so far, but there's still one major change on one of the other cards, which could be good or bad depending on how you use it. And that's with the Amex Business Gold card, with its annual fee going from $295 to $375 on or after February 1st, 2024, so an $80 increase. That does come with 2 new credits though. First, $20 per month or $240 a year towards FedEx, Grubhub, and office supply stores, though you will have to enroll in this benefit, and $155 to your Walmart Plus membership. So definitely much more value than the $80 increase in annual fees, only if you're able to leverage these benefits. Then when it comes to spend, they're also switching up the categories here too. So with the card, you're able to get 4 times points on 2 categories that you spend the most in per billing cycle across these 6 categories, including US media providers for advertising, US electronic retailers and software and cloud system providers, US restaurants, US gas stations, transit, and monthly wireless telephone service charges from US providers. From this list, electronics, transit, and monthly wireless services are new, and gone are shipping and airfare direct with their airlines, which got replaced by 3 times points on flights and hotels, but booked through their portal. Fortunately, you are still able to get the 4 times points on all the categories, new and old, through February 1st of 2024. So spend and earn while you can. And on the benefits side, cell phone protection is being added, where you're getting up to $800 in protection for damaged or stolen cell phones if you're paying for the bill with the card, which you'll now get 4 times points on. Also on February 1st, 2024, the 25% rebate on points when booking flights through their portal will be gone as well. Fortunately, the perks still exist on the Business Platinum, which offers a higher 35% rebate on your points and has a higher cap of 1 million points a year. Oh, and now you can choose the rose gold version of the card as well. So we'll never really know why all of these changes are happening, but the current macro environment does not help. Especially when we're starting to see sales slip on the higher end of the market, I'd imagine that's going to affect Amex's target audience more so than most other issuers, given this audience usually has higher income and spends in those higher end categories more. I mean, taking a look at the Platinum card, the average card member has a net worth of $4.3 million, income of $474K, and is 56 years old and owns multiple properties. And so because spending in that higher end of the market and with these higher income or net worth individuals is slowing down, Amex has to figure out how to tighten up their offerings and cut some costs. Given how amazing some of these cards are, it's possible they've been getting too many new users who are using too many of the credits more often than they initially thought, making it so they're only making a small profit or worse off, making a loss on these cards. And especially for the Delta changes, it's actually these airlines that sell the miles over to Amex, and they probably also take a small cut in different aspects of the card as well, leading to even less room for profit on those cards. Alright, enough about Amex, we might have another player joining the flexible points game, and that's with Wells Fargo. And that's because one of their newer cards, like the Autograph, which offers you 3 times points on some amazing categories like restaurants, travel, gas, transit, and more, all while having $0 in annual fees, will be getting the ability to transfer points, and confirmed to be so in YouTuber Mark Reese's recent video about his statement. This is amazing because up till now, these points have been worth a static 1 cent per point. But as we all know, having the ability to transfer points usually opens up the doors for even more value from the different partners. Now, because Wells Fargo already has the Built MasterCard, and the Built MasterCard has a bunch of travel partners already, my best guess and hope is that they'll just reuse that list of partners. If that happens, I think Wells Fargo is going to get really competitive with the rest of the industry because of the amazing partners that they would have, like World of Hyatt and American Airlines. I mean, from a business standpoint, it seems to make sense. Why maintain 2 separate systems doing the same thing when you could combine them together and streamline the whole process? They may need to renegotiate some contracts, but maybe this is part of their original grand plan, where when they did this to the Built MasterCard, their contracts already planned for this to happen in the future. Add on the possibility if you can convert your cash back on active cash to these points, similar to how you can convert Saver 1 cash back towards Venture Miles, and I think you have a major new competitor in town. Combine the Built card for points on rent, the Autograph card for 3 times on some major categories, and the Active Cash for 2 times on all the rest of your spend, and you have a new Wells Fargo trifecta. Now again, although we pretty much know that there will be points transfers, we don't know who the partners are or what the rates are. I can't imagine they would introduce a new program with subpar rates today, but we won't know until it's official. maybe this will continue to pressure some issuers like Chase to add or refresh their lineup, which they haven't done in a while. But speaking of Chase, the Chase Freedom Unlimited has a new offer where instead of the already amazing bonus of $200 and 5% back on gas stations and grocery stores over the first year, you could instead get double the points on all of your purchases across the first year. This means instead of getting 3 times points on drugstores and dining, 5 times on travel through the portal, and 1.5 times on everything else, you're getting 6 times, 10 times, and 3 times. That's 3 times on all of your purchases. And if you also have the Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve, remember you can get a 25 or 50% bonus on those points when booked through travel in the portal, which would give you an equivalent of 9%, 15%, and 4.5% back in value. That's pretty insane and a great way to draw people to the card and have them keep using it across the full first year. Just know again that you'll be giving up the $200 and 5 times on gas and groceries, so make sure you consider that trade-off. For example, just to make up the $200 portion of the original bonus, even though you're getting an extra 3% on your dining purchases, you'll need to spend over $6,600 in dining just to get the extra $200. And that's not including the 5 times you're getting on the gas and groceries, compared to 3 times on everything else. Basically, if you're a low spender or primarily spend on gas and groceries, then maybe the original offer is better for you. Or if you're a major spender across the general category, then the new offer might be better for you. Make sure to choose the one that fits your spend and lifestyle. Alright, now so I'm on Team Travel. And so one of the major reasons why I'm interested in this, want to learn about all this, and want to share it with all of you is to be able to redeem for outsized value when traveling. But that might be dying, or at least getting a lot harder. And that's because when a lot of people try and search for award availability, they'll use different tools like Expert Flyer, Points.me, Roam, CowTool, or seats.aero. Well, it looks like a lot of these services are starting to lose the ability to search some of this award space, like Expert Flyer no longer showing award space for Star Alliance and some other airlines. And although their source may not have been Aeroplan, some other sites like CowTool have voluntarily shut themselves down after an executive from Aeroplan specifically talked about tools being built to assist with award shopping, driving partner availability down, and it being a big issue, stating that for a long time, all of these tools have been pretty benevolent, but in recent times, people have been building a lot of for-profit business models around this, and these are the types of businesses they want to target. This is probably why some sites like seats.aero even got a cease and desist letter to shut down their site. Spoiler, they kept it up stating that Aeroplan has no valid legal basis or argument. So we'll see what happens. Personally, seats.aero has been so valuable in my recent trip, so it would be kind of sad to see them get shut down, if that ever happens. Overall though, it's kind of really vague what's actually happening here. One, they mentioned that a lot of these tools are driving a ton more traffic through to the Aeroplan front end, which is causing a lot of slowdowns and major issues for Aeroplan and their partners. That's possible, and I do get why they wouldn't spend any resources to improve their bandwidth, because why would they do that just to help scrapers scrape their inventory? 2, they don't want people profiting from scraping the inventory on their website, which is probably the case for sites like seats.aero. And 3rd, maybe they're honestly just trying to get rid of mileage brokers. If you weren't familiar, these brokers will profit in a few different ways. Maybe they'll buy up a ton of points and then book up all the availability, selling them to different people and getting the profit. Or they will build or use tools to book up all the availability once any comes up, then later sell them to others where they can either cancel or change the name of the booking to this customer and then again profit that that difference. And so with Aeroplan's vagueness on for-profit businesses, it's not entirely clear if they're talking about people like seats.aero who are building these tools, or they're talking about these for-profit mileage brokers who are trying to scalp the difference between the points game and people who just want cheaper seats. This topic can go a lot more in depth, so let me know down below if you want to hear more about these type of things. But basically, there's a lot happening in the award space right now, specifically for searching awards, so we'll kind of have to see what happens. And this is all why people say earn and burn. Earn those points through different means like credit cards, and then burn them on trips that you just want to take. The longer you leave these points sitting, the more prone they are to devaluations or changes. And so for step-by-step breakdowns on how I searched for and booked award travel for 2 major trips this year, go on and check out these videos, and I'll see you over there.